Welcome to Metal Planet, a great place to discover new heavy metal and hard rock albums. I am Max Gray. Today I'm going to present you the releases that will come out on July 11th, 2025. This week is going to be action-packed, so buckle up, I got you, let's do this. The members of Impureza present an original concept with their music. The core of their sound is rooted in the death metal genre, but inspired by their French-Spanish heritage, they add flamenco passages in their songs, which creates an interesting listening experience. That's what we are going to find in Alcázares, Impureza's new album. There will be a presence of death metal riffing with the electric guitar, and there will be melodic parts played with the classical guitar as well. Flamenco parts are not the only thing that sets the music of Impureza apart from other bands. The singer Esteban Martin sings in Spanish, the bassist Florian Sayar uses a fretless bass, and the band's lyrics talk about events that occurred in medieval Spain, like the bloody battles of the Reconquista. This next album, Regenesis by Celestial Wizard, is another special genre blending album to be released this week. The music of Celestial Wizard switched between genres within the different compositions of the band. In the tracks from Regenesis, there will be melodic death metal passages with harsh vocals reminiscent of Michael Stan of Dark Tranquillity, and there will be other passages with clean vocals, more in line with the modern power metal scene. Like we can see with the cool album cover, Regenesis will feature stories about the Wild West, science fiction, and fantasy, with the material being intended to represent a spirited journey. If you're curious about this album, try the track Pale Horse, a good song where you can hear the defining elements used by the band. The influential punk rock music label Epitaph Records will release on July 11th Motionblur, the debut album by Split Chain. This band is an amalgamation of a lot of different music genres like alternative metal, nu metal, shoegaze, and post-hardcore. Some grunge flavors can also be found in the formation's music. The aesthetic of Split Chain is definitely influenced by the rock music of the early 2000s, like the music that appeared on MTV at the time. Before the release of its first album, Split Chain toured with acts like A Day to Remember and Silverstein. In Motionblur, there will be a moody atmosphere and a haunting beauty with gritty guitars and ethereal vocals. The new Split Chain album can be for you if you like bands like Deftones and Superheaven. Next Friday there will be two other albums in the alternative metal / nu metal vein, Edge of the Abyss by Calva, Louise, and Love What You Can While You Still Got Something to Love by Dead Seven. Calva, Louise is an ensemble located in the UK, but its three members are originally from Venezuela, France and New Zealand. The band's lyrics are sung in English and Spanish. Edge of the Abyss will transport you to the eccentric world of the band, in which the fictional story is centered around a character named Louise. In Edge of the Abyss, there will be a notable presence of electronic elements. Love What You Can While You Still Got Something to Love will be a title released by SharpTone Records, a label that is the home of many great bands like Bleeding Through, Make Them Suffer, and Stick to Your Guns. The new Dead Seven record will feature a modern, multi-layered sound, with a contrast between poppy passages and more aggressive parts with abrasive guitar riffs. On July 11th, it will be possible to listen to new Laguna, Front Row Warriors, Mädhouse, and Sheev records. Laguna is a band from Mexico. Its music is influenced by the European and Scandinavian music hard rock scene. Its debut album, The Ghost of Katrina, will feature accessible songs with a polished production and pop vocals. Front Row Warriors, a female-fronted German band, will present with Running Out of Time, a sound in the spirit of classic heavy metal that is reminiscent a little bit of the music of Judas Priest. The Austrian glam metal ensemble Mädhouse will unleash on the same date, Plead the 5th, a collection of energetic songs in the vein of Motley Crue and Skid Row, with anthemic choruses and a wild, rebellious spirit. The stoner and progressive metal group Sheev will drop Ate's Alchemist through the label Ripple Music. The music of Sheev is notable for combining potent grooves with captivating vocals. Hell, the doom metal band from Oregon, not to be confused with Hell, the new wave of British heavy metal band from the UK, will soon release Submersus, its first album in 8 years. Hell from Oregon is the brainchild of the musician MSW, who performs the vocals and all the instruments in the studio. Submersus will contain 5 tracks described as movements. It appears that they will have a long running time. The tracks Heavy and Bug that are already available are both more than 8 minutes in length. The new Hell album will be a dark journey taking the listeners into the darkest abyss of inner turmoil. and personal struggle. With this one, expect a dense atmosphere, goblin-esque vocals, and slow and sludgy guitar riffs that sound like they emanate from a bayou. In a couple of days, the black metal project Imperial, Crystalline, Entombment, also known under the acronym ICE, will drop its third full-length album. It is named Abominable Astral Summoning, and it will be released by Debemur Morti Productions, a label that often puts out quality black metal records. Thematically, the music of Imperial, Crystalline, and Entombment is centered around the concept of a glacial apocalypse. So you will find in the band's lyrics references to glacial mountains, arctic blizzards, freezing depths, and avalanches. With their upcoming release, the band describes the sound of the album as more cold-blooded and barbarous than ever compared to its past releases. The album will also feature organic textures, as well as fast and epic tremolos. The band Eternal Idol was originally founded in 2016 by Fabio Leone, formerly of Rhapsody of Fire. He is not in the formation's lineup anymore, but the other members have carried on and are still releasing new music. Behind the Vision will be the third studio album by the symphonic and power metal band, and it will contain 11 tracks. In Eternal Idol, there are two singers, a male vocalist and a female vocalist, who both use clean vocals. What stands out in the formation's new material is the interplay between those two singers. They sometimes sing one after the other, and sometimes simultaneously. Other interesting musical elements in the music of Eternal Idol are cool keyboard sounds and wordy arrangements. This week we are going to get new live albums by two old-school new wave of British heavy metal bands. Diamond Head and Girlschool are going to respectively release Live in Electric and Running Wild and Live in London. Diamond Head was a big influence on many thrash metal bands, especially Metallica, who covered many of the formation's songs in the 80s. Live in Electric will contain the Diamond Head signature song Am I Evil, of course, but other classics like The Prince and It's Electric as well, in addition to some tracks from the band's last studio album, The Coffin Train. Girlschool is one of the most iconic all-female metal bands of all time. The musicians in Girlschool were friends with Lemmy of Motorhead, and notably toured a few times with this last band. The performance in Running Wild and Live in London was captured in 1984, when Girlschool was halfway in the recording process of its fifth studio album, Running Wild. The Metal Planet album of the week, the album that I recommend the most among the different titles presented today, is probably the most anticipated record to be released on July 11th for many heavy music fans. I'm talking about Through Shadows by Born of Osiris. Having released albums since the late 2010s, this band is now a well-established act in the metal scene. What I like about the band's new material is that there is a good balance that is achieved between the different elements. I feel that in the new songs from Through Shadows there is a good balance between aggression and melody, and between harsh and clean vocals. The guitar riffs are interesting because of their intricate aspect, and I think the electronic elements in the background act as a cherry on top in the material. I'll definitely listen to this one. This is a record I recommend. If you like this band, I'm curious to know what is your favorite album by this formation. Write it down in the comments. So those are the titles for this week. If you plan to listen to an album presented today, smash the like button and subscribe to the Metal Planet channel to stay up to date on the new heavy metal and hard rock releases coming out each week. Let me know in the comments what are going to be your picks among the albums presented today. In addition to the upcoming Born of Osiris record, I plan to listen to the new Celestial Wizard, Split Chain and Diamond Head albums. For a more complete list of the titles coming out on July 11th, check the description section of this video. Next week I will exceptionally take a break because I will be going on vacation, so there won't be an upload for the release week of July 18th. The videos will resume the following week. I wish you a good summer, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one in 2 weeks. Cheers!